New data from Climate Central shows the United States had $23 billion disasters in 2025.
Well, that's less than the last 2 years, but still substantially higher than years before. Meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees breaks down the data for us tonight.
New data from Climate Central found there were $23 billion disasters in 2025, ranked third, just behind 2023 and 2024.
Of those 23 events last year, 21 were actually related to tornadoes, hail, or high wind from thunderstorm events, which was also the highest on count.
Adam Smith is a senior climate impact scientist for Climate Central. He says the costliest event of 2025 was the first of the year, the Los Angeles wildfires.
It was about a $61 billion event, which almost doubled the previous inflation-adjusted record for the most costly U.S. wildfire.
One unique thing about 2025, for the first time since 2015, no hurricane made landfall in the United States. So how does this all compare? Well, the average number of billion-dollar disasters in the 1980s, when tracking began, was 3.3 events per year, 5.7 in the 1990s, 6.7 in the 2000s, 13.1 in the 2010s, and so far in the 2020s, an average of 23 per year. According to Smith, there are two main reasons why disasters are skyrocketing so quickly: climate change and the growing number of people, homes, and businesses in harm's way.
We have more exposure, so people and assets living in harm's way, whether that's near the ocean, in a floodplain, in the wildland-urban interface where wildfires can happen, kind of in the forest area. But because of that, we also have higher vulnerability because there's a lot of places that lack sufficient building codes for the extremes that they live in.
Smith reiterates that while climate change doesn't lead to more weather and climate events, it supercharges them.
It's kind of a steroid for weather ingredients that when they're aligned a certain way and they are in a certain population center, that's when you get the cost and the impacts and sadly the damage to lives and livelihoods.
Climate Central took over the billion-dollar disaster project in 2025 after it was announced that the National Centers for Environmental Information, or NCEI, would no longer track them. There's a lot more information on this story over on our WCNC Charlotte mobile app. Now, I also just want to remind folks that that's inflation adjusted. Okay. So we're not comparing what a billion-dollar disaster is in 2025 to what it was in 1980. Okay. So adjusted for inflation, in the 80s, we averaged 3.3 per year, and so far, 2020 to 2025, 23. Ooh, so about 450% increase.
Wow. When you see those drone pictures, and I mean, it's just surreal.
Yeah, it's eye-popping.
We're seeing a lot of that.